Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to The Artist Prepares. I am your host, Mr. J the Actor. My next guest coming to the stage is all the way from Waycross, Georgia. He's a rapper and southern lyricist who has risen to the top as an independent artist. It is his belief that music is his psychologist and how he vents and reacts to life. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. King Peezy. What's good with you, man?
Hey, man, we living. We good. We good over here, man. What's good with you?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, man. First off, shout out to you, man, and your concerts you did, man, on IG Live, man. Talk to us about that, man. How was that?
Man, it was a Corona blessing. So, the pandemic, I had shows lined up before the pandemic hit. I had my big show that was back in March.
Yeah.
Got that done like a week before everything got shut down. So that was a blessing. But it left me in a weird, phase of because now I got these shows planned out and can't do them. So really the online series concert came from trying to improvise. Like, how can I still get a concert going?
Yeah.
But with no venues and no audience for real. And man, I searched high and low for, the production quality to be next level.
Yeah.
So we threw that guy together like that. And then, next thing we know, we done 6. Last night was my finale. Yeah, we did 6 of them.
Well, hey, way to end the year, man. Shout out to you on
sir.
That. Hey, pivoting, boy, making it do what it do, man. Artists got to do what they got to do, man, to make it happen. Man, today is going to be a great episode, man. We're going to get into some things, man. But, as artists, before we get started with anything, man, we got to get warmed up a little bit, man. So I got a few rapid-fire questions for you, man. So we're going to go ahead and dive into those first, man. All right, off rip. We in the Atlanta area. Mm-hmm. You say you got the best wing spot, man. There's 100, it's probably 200 different spots, but who you say got the best?
Man, I fuck with Harold's Chicken. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, Harold? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know if they actually do the little wings, but they do like the leg and the wing.
Yeah.
And bro, that 4-piece combo is like, hey, bro, with a strawberry Hennessy, man. Yeah, y'all got, if you go to Harold's, 4-piece combo with a strawberry Hennessy, I'm telling you, it'll change life.
Hey,
it's gonna change
life. All right, definitely.
What you got though?
Man, it's
Folly's gone, so it ain't no more wings from Folly's.
That was probably the spot because I feel like all the booty clubs had the best wing spots anyway.
The best. I'm talking about. I'm like, real, bro. Like
in the jump specifically for the joints.
Like, I feel like even if Folly's got rid of the women and just served the wings, they could have probably stayed open for another year.
I was surprised when I first went in the joint and tried. I'm like, oh, who is making this? Like, what are y'all putting in this chicken?
Who back there making the wing? Which one of you dancers back there making the wing? Hey, cause they always come out with it, make me feel like they was making them shit.
Hey man, them joints was on point, dog. All right, cool, man. You a rapper. What would you say, man, was the weakest rap beef, dog? As it relates to rap. The weakest
beef?
The weakest beef. The weakest joint. There have been a lot of them, a lot of fake joints now. So what would you say?
I feel like Drake versus Pusha T. I feel like they should have let Drake do what he was going to do. I feel like Drake, I honestly, a lot of people probably hate me for this because they feel, a lot of people feel like, especially with you being from that VA area, gonna rock with Pusha T. But I don't feel like Drake got a fair shot to really respond. I think it got shut down before it got out of hand, and I think that was some weak shit. Let it get out of hand. I want to see it get out.
We need this. Hey, coach, let it fly, though.
Yeah, let the joint fly. Cause I think Drake had turned his attention from Pusha T to Kanye, and then the Jay Prince thing happened where he jumped in. It was like nah.
He was like, we want to hear the record though, and then
we want to hear the record.
Made it any better because he was like, boy, what he had. We like, dog, you could have just not told us that part.
Just don't even tell us that part. I heard LeBron heard it though, and LeBron was like, Yeah, I'm glad he didn't drop that way. It's been over for a lot of people because Drake has always been like, it's a lot of beats. Now I'm talking about the worst ones because I have some favorite ones.
Okay.
But you talk about the worst ones are the ones that I feel like were relevant enough or didn't get a chance to finish.
Yeah.
And that one didn't get a chance to finish.
Do you remember? Do you remember when Soulja Boy was it Soulja Boy and Bow Wow? Bow Wow did the video. I don't want to skip with you. I don't want to kick you.
Done.
You're done.
Done. They can't hit it with the sound effects. I don't want to ride with you. Done.
You're done out here. Bruh, you're not eating, B. I'm like, for real, dog. The bounce on me, dude, is this. What is the world coming to, dog?
Bro, that was when rap was doing this right here. Rap was going downhill, man.
And the thing about it, that was when like the YouTube really started. This is before all the Instagram and Facebook. Like that's when you had to go on YouTube because remember you had to go YouTube. You had all the videos like the 50 Tyson joints, all of those. You be on it first, and then they take you to a related video. But you remember the 50 Tyson joint was the one.
I remember 50 Tyson, bro. Ice JJ Fish.
All the 50 Tyson.
Bro, man, YouTube, it was like the way you went to
that was
see
the real
everything.
Because anything you wanted to see, you had to go there, and people would put in all the content on there. Like you had to be on there. It wasn't like you go on IG or Facebook. Like YouTube was the place, and then that's when they first started instituting the related videos. So you might go there for Ice JJ Fish, and then you done seen 20 other like dumb rappers or doing something crazy. You're like, dang, 3 hours later, I'm still on YouTube.
Furious, bro. I used to be furious when that whole 50 Tyson thing popped off.
Yeah,
I was furious, bro, because I'm like, bro, no offense to the community, but it was like a lot of people putting a lot of money into a rapper that they know they did not expect to make it. When you got real talented artists
that was
trying, like we were broke, trying to figure out how to make it, and they putting all this money. They gave that dude like a Hype Williams music video.
Yeah.
I was like,
really put up money, dog.
We shouldn't know about 50 Tyson. I ain't gonna look. I don't know if they go, your community gonna rock with that statement, but I'm saying it. I'm saying
this is the artist prepares, man. This is how you rock, man. This is a platform. This is a safe space, dog. Be free. Say what you guys say. Man. Talk your drum.
All right. I try to keep it,
Oh yeah, of course. We
try to keep it.
Talk about the week back rap battles. Let's go about if you could battle any rapper, anybody, who would it be?
J. Cole.
Cole. Why Cole? You want to go?
Man, it's like if you hoop, like if you don't want to play Michael Jordan, you really don't hoop. That's how I feel. Like you should want it. Like either I'm gonna beat the best and be claimed the best, or I'm gonna learn something. I don't look at it as an L, but I definitely battle J. Cole. Like I want all the smoke. I want to get on songs with people that people deem the best. Give me Kendrick, give me Jay, give me Jay-Z, give me Drake, whoever. Just put me on a song and let me see if I can. Yeah, because I have this feeling in me that I can make something happen. I have a feeling that, the Jay Weeks, that no Chad P, they can be like, man, I don't know, Chad.
Hey, but I'm saying though, dog, I would much rather you say that than to be like, nah, man, like then to just be defeated before you go into it. Because I think sometimes we put these artists in a certain level. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a person. Like so. Yeah. As my uncle or grandfather would say, you put your pants on the same way I do. So one less time. So it is what it is. So I like it. I like the confidence.
I'm in a workshop honing my craft too. You know what I'm saying? It's just that world don't know about me. So I'm not gonna say I'm a lesser artist. Yeah. Like, give me anybody. Yeah, give me anybody. All right. Let's make it do what it do.
All right. So staying along with the rappers, name an artist that you feel is underrated.
Underrated. Man, it's a bunch of them. Like underground, or you want like commercially, like people kind of recognizing that?
I mean, you can do even commercial. Because, I think now it's so watered down with everything. Like, you don't, it's crazy now.
I feel like Freddie Gibbs is underrated. If you haven't heard any of his work, man, he has some dope music out. I feel like Big Crit is underrated. I work with Scotty ATL a good bit. I feel like he's underrated. I feel like, his hustle alone, man. Like, if you be around the cat, like he humble, but, he know how to get to the bag, and he's always hustling. So I feel like cats like that, they're very much so underrated. And it's because they're not necessarily trying to fit in with the trend. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to create their own lanes for things.
Right.
And sometimes that takes a little bit to develop. I feel like I'm underrated. I'm underrated.
Hey, talk your talk, God. Let it be known.
Hey, man, I got to, man. Like, I don't had a couple reviews. I don't know if in your research you ran across a couple of my album reviews, but you know, one of the negative ones stick out more than the positive ones do. And I feel like it's important to listen. You don't necessarily let that create doubt in you, but it comes back to like, damn, they really not hearing me right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's
I got you. I'm with you, dog. I definitely understand that, man. And this is a favorite of mine, dog. Tell me about this, dog. Favorite 90s show. There's a lot of
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
I ain't got to think about that one.
Why Fresh Prince? I said, why Fresh Prince?
Oh, man, I first of all, I think the show was hilarious. I love Fresh Prince. It's funny to me. I feel like once I found out the story behind it and why he had to do the show, it was even more inspirational to me. But I just like the show. I feel like Will Smith is one of the greatest rappers alive. I know that's probably gonna be controversial. I feel like Will Smith is one of the greatest rappers alive. And
what is it about him though? Was it just like his style, his marketability, or just like what was it that make you just have that think about him in that respect as far as rapping aspect specifically?
To be able to transition. Like first of all, you had a dope level of music because Summertime will always be probably one of my favorite summertime songs. Like you can't listen to it. You can't listen to it and be in a bad mood. Like it's summertime and the song come on, bro, you automatically like, all right, I'm vibing, I'm chilling. But you know, that part and then him being able to transition throughout his career, I think that's very important when you start thinking about the greats and how they remain relevant. Snoop Dogg does it very well too. Another one that I feel like one of the greatest rappers, but if you can take rap, transition that to other careers and still rap. Yeah. And he stood by a creed that a lot of people didn't respect. Like he didn't want to use no cuss words. Right. And he didn't. And he was still able to go platinum. He had a very successful rap career. And he just stuck to what he felt like was the right thing to do. And I can't do nothing but admire that shit. That's beautiful.
And he had a vision though, but that's the thing. Like when you have something, like sticking with it, not being swayed, like, man, you know, if you do this, you could probably get, you know, more people to do. But I mean, he was very focused and purposeful in what he was doing. So shout out to him for doing that, man. All right, so here we go. Another one, dog. Would you rather have money or would you rather have fame?
Money.
Fuck
that. Fuck that, bro.
Like having money. Yeah, that's like saying, do you want $1 million likes or $1 million? Give me the bread.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like fame can be transitioned. You can figure out how to monetize that, but money's already monetized. I can figure out how to grow it. So like, give me the money, I can buy the fame.
Because think about, as an artist, all the things you want to do, if you had the means to do it, there's probably a lot of projects that you can do much more if you had even more resources. Like you doing a lot, but if somebody bless you or whatever, like, oh, cool, I can now do this project or work on this that I had, you know, a while. So definitely, I'm with you on that. Let me get the bread.
Yeah, it's a lot of figuring. You have to figure out how to monetize the fame. But money is monetized, so I ain't got to figure nothing out. I can go like, I can only imagine how big Stay the Fuck Home would be if I had 10 bands to put into it.
Oh, easy.
You know,
easy.
Like, you know,
production.
You talk about production level. I get the fame. Yeah. Because every time I do the show, I have shit. I don't know who I would have pull up, bro. I'll be on verses. I'll be on verses, bro.
Yeah, you have a versus on with yourself, like the young Chad and then the now Chad.
Yeah. Chad P versus King Peezy, whatever.
Tape Chad versus album Chad.
Exactly. I figure it out. Yeah, money.
All right, cool. Another one. What is worse in your book? Is it worse for somebody to have an outfit that doesn't match, or for them to have some busted shoes? So somebody got some Air Force Ones, this dog, or somebody who got 5 different colors on their joint.
But my mama upstairs right now. Mama P's upstairs right now. She'll tell you I do not do busted shoes, bro. I'd rather you look like Pops with some patent leathers on than to be Gucci'd up and boned down and show your shoes busted.
Or you got the white forces and them Jones yellow, dog. Oh.
Yellow, bro. That's why I'm saying that. Why I don't even buy forces no more, because them Jones will turn on you. If you ever see me in a show performing, one thing you're gonna take from me is my shoes. They gonna always be. I get the same forever royal gear, but shoes next level. Yeah, I take pride in them shit.
Cool, man. If you could get free game, right? Somebody give you a game about life or even about rap from anybody, dead or alive, who would you pick as that person to give you that free game?
Oh man, Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle or Master P. You know, if that dead Nipsey, alive Master P. Right. That's about rap. I feel like you got a lot to learn from both of them about life and rap. You know, being able to make it independently says a lot about their life, and their structure and their consistency. And you know what I'm saying. I would definitely take the game. I show up with a notebook and everything. I'm like, what you doing? I'll take it. No. I'll take it. I need to know how you got it. Straight up.
Go back to the you said earlier. Let me make sure I got that.
Look, go back to it. What you say?
Voice record this joint.
Right. You put how much in the what? Okay. All right.
Hey, that's good to be a student, man. And think about this, man. Another question I have, right? This is another rapper one I have. It seems like now, at least the appearance of, are the OGs of hip hop or rap, are they now becoming haters, or are they valid in their statements of feeling like hip hop just changed, or just the music scene has really changed, it's not hitting on nothing? Are they haters, or is it really valid in what they're saying?
They're both. Both. And the reason why I say both, you know, when we talk about hate, I look at it as criticism without construction. Like you don't have any constructive criticism to give, so that's to me that's hating.
Straight
and
up.
If you look at like I follow a couple profiles on Twitter and other places like OJ Simpson. He's an OG with football, right?
Right. But
he also finds ways to give advice. He compliments people, say who he's like. He has a way of advising without actually sounding like he's hating. So if you do that as a legend, and I can't imagine why you couldn't do that as an artist or anything else. Like right. If you I ain't gonna say you watch, but it's your time to advise and coach. Like you had a chance to be the player. Now you got to take your experience and do something else with it. There's a way to do that, and if the only way you can do that is discouraging people, then it's hating. It's hating. Right. But you got a valid point. Rap, the game has changed, and it's not going back. You just have to accept it.
Like it is a little. It's
not going back. Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah. Last one. What is something that you've learned about the industry that you wish you had learned a little bit earlier?
Oh man, how scammy it is. Because especially with independent artists, when you're not backed by any kind of label, the label really it's important because of the connects they have.
Right.
And they usually have the money to, finance your dream. But when you independent, everybody says they can help you. So we want to grow your followers. We want to, promote your music. We want to do that. But it's so many ways to fraudulently do that stuff that I think if I known how scammy it was at first, then I think it would have saved me some time. So this year I spent taking a step back from actually pushing and promoting stuff as far as like using services to do so. I did it organically myself just to see who was listening. And that era is much different than when I promoted shit. So, you know what I'm saying? To me, that kind of wasted a little time. So if anything, coming into the game, I would say if you're an independent artist, take the time to understand who listening to you and why. Because if you promote everything just for the numbers, just for the look, you grow your Instagram account, you got 10,000 followers, but they ain't there.
But for your music, you get 10 likes and you got 10,000
likes, 3 comments. You know what I'm saying? And then we go back to some monetizing stuff. How do you make people show up at shows if they ain't following you for your music?
Right.
So when you book a show and it's empty in there, then you understand, like, and fortunately I haven't had a run-in with that type of situation yet, but I think it's because I spent the time and try to understand
really good.
Who follow me. But you can't do that if you're scamming your following. Like, it's okay to be small, man. Shit.
Hey,
it is.
Say that again. Everybody
feel
trying
like they should have 1 million followers out the gate.
That's the funny thing. You go to somebody, John, you're like, oh, they got 20,000 joints. And then they post something and then you got 2 comments. And then half of them is like, hey, promote your album here. Like, what?
Yeah, I got artwork. I can do free cover.
Hey, them
artwork.
Oh my gosh. They need to be working for an agency, boy. They be
Bruh.
everything.
On everything. Everything, bro.
You can post a funeral picture. They be like, hey, you need artwork? I'm like,
you want to make yourself a cartoon? You need a cover? I'm like, God damn.
Hey,
y'all niggas didn't go to art school, bro.
Shout out to that, man. I found something online, man, an older article, man. I just want to read this, and we can talk about that before we kind of dive into really, man. So, Chad P, man, Southern lyricist Chad P has officially been rapping since the age of 21. However, he started long before he recorded his first song. Chad wrote his first song at age 11. During his youth, he performed at many talent shows and had freestyle battles with other aspiring rappers from his town. As with every competitive part of life, the older he got, the more people started to see the cream rising to the top. Chad has had many different life experiences, through extreme highs to equally lows. He uses inspiration for his music. Chad has risen to the top as an independent artist. He not only is a rapper, but diversified his music and does rock, pop, and spoken word. Chad has dropped 4 mixtapes: Jack of All Trades, Alter Ego Reloaded, and Almost Famous. Chad has also done a mixtape with the fellow DMG artist Peso entitled Altered Intent. When asked about his music, Chad says his music is my psychologist. This is how I vent and react to life. This leads us to believe that the best is yet to come. Talk to us about that, man.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that was a little while ago. That was before I kind of rebranded myself in the industry and everything. But I've been independent the entire time. I had a couple deals that didn't necessarily go as we planned, but so that to me that put me in a game of independency, and I think I actually prefer it at this point. But yeah, man, everything in there is stated true. Like the music is my psychology. It's my method of venting.
Right.
I feel like when I get in them zones, people relate. And that's what's outstanding to me in the style. Like it's that feeling you get like when you write something, you record it, and people are like, hey, yo, this song helped me get through this, or this song helped me with this. Like, you start looking at it like, dang, I'm impacting people, and that's a dope feeling. And I think that's the high you chase. I think every artist wants to be accepted.
Yeah, cool. We all want that acceptance, right? Whether we know it or not, it's like you want somebody to give you that, yo, I see you, man.
Yeah, I see you. That's dope. I relate to it. How people like to really, I don't get from long comments to, hey, bro, that's dope. I appreciate that all, man. So, but yeah, I dropped a lot of music. So I strategically released my second to last album, King Peezy, on August 8th, because it was my 8th project that I had worked. So I wanted like the eight, my logo has the infinity symbol in it, so it just meant a lot to drop it on the 8th. So now I'm 10 projects in, so it's still it's cool that you read that interview or that article, because I still feel the same way about most of that part of the things.
Yeah, man. I was like, wow, man, just, because when I'm interviewing somebody, man, I want to make sure they know, like, you got my full attention. Like, I'm really invested in what you have to say. And I've known you for some time, man. We used to work together. We often got confused for the same people when we both had dreads. They're like, hey, that's not me. That's the other.
I remember. Yeah.
But man, tell us, man, how did you get into the music game? Because I always am interested to see how artists got into the music industry, man. So how do you get into the game?
Yeah, man. So I started really writing music probably 11. I had a little song that I had wrote. I can't remember it for nothing, but I remember having like a CD player or a tape player where I can record on one side and I can play a track. And back in the day, you would get these singles. So I think I had like it might have been a masterpiece single, but it used to come with a song, the acapella instrumental. So I used to take the instrumental and just write little raps to them, and I would have like 8 songs to one instrumental. Like I would just keep doing that over and over and over. But I had no means of really real recording at that time. I was 11. You know what I'm saying? My folks was like, "Yeah, you need to pay attention to school and all that."
Get them books.
But when I got to college,
I
started meeting people, and then I met a guy that was actually recording some other artists, and you know, I honestly took a humble route. I just asked him, could I shadow? Could I take a look at what he was doing? And I just stood by quietly until one day somebody was like, well, we need a verse for the song. I was like, I rap. I rap.
Say less. I got you. What you need?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And I obviously impressed them. The gentleman wanted to work with me again. And we ended up cutting a little mixtape called Jack of All Trades. I believe that what it was. Yeah, I think it was something like, Jack of All Trades. And from there, you know, when you take it seriously, you just kind of grow, man. You like people, I guess the what we call it, attraction, universal attraction.
Right.
Yeah, it just got to gravitate people to you. So everybody that rap was like fooling with me. I didn't say everybody. Some people that rap was fooling with me. And we ended up making projects. And one of the guys that was fooling with me was 1080 Peso. Okay. And that's the alternate intent. And that's when I dropped the alternate intent, we dropped that together. That was like when I was at the epitome of where I felt like, I call it word bending. I don't know if you watch. Did you watch The Last Airbender?
No, I heard about it. Everybody you talk about it.
Yeah, it was a cartoon, like it came on Nickelodeon or whatever, but he can control the elements and stuff. But I was like, yo, I'm the last word bender because I'm controlling these words. I got, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. And that's when I think I started raising eyebrows like, yo, he rap. He got bars. Yeah. And that's how I got started, man. And from there, I started figuring out means of how to build my own studio. I got into engineering because I couldn't find a consistent engineer that would come in and clean up my vocals. So I learned how to do it myself. I learned how to do some production myself, just embodying everything, man. I was trying to figure out how to make this shit take off by myself.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it.
Hey, so at what point, like, were you, like, did you really like, all right, I'm really going to pursue this? Because I remember when I met you in 2014, and you know, we talk about art. Hey, yo, I got this show. Yo, that's dope. I do this. We would be sitting on the sales floor to talk about all the different projects we had. You showing me stuff like, yo, look at this mixtape, and just like, oh, vibing, man. So at what point did you feel like, all right, I got to really take this serious. I'm gonna really focus on like perfecting this craft and trying to work at it?
Man, if I'm honest, last year, 2018, 2019, because I was coming out with, when you're in college it's different, but even at that, if I was taking that serious as I think I should be, I'd probably be a little further along. But 2018, 2019, I think you had already heard the album. I got the thing on now, Young and Dumb. I had brought it to work or something, and I was like putting everybody on it, like, go check it out. And you know what I'm saying? I had got booked for some interviews and stuff about it. How personal it was that people like described it like my journal or something like that. And then that fizzled out, and then you didn't hear from me again in a long time. So I forgot what happened that kind of woke me up. But I remember thinking when I was writing King Peezy, I'm gonna give this all I got. Like I'm put everything into it. I'm gonna give it this amount of years to establish a career. And things started to wake up. So when I actually hunkered down, like really got serious and like, I'm gonna put money into it, I'm gonna put research into it, I'm gonna put time into it, and I'm gonna make this almost like a full-time job. Like I need to be spending 40 hours a week if I want a career in music. Really don't. And that happened like 2018. That's when I started to take. I was still, when I was in college, I was still partying too much. Like I would drop a song, it would be cool. I performing in the club, they treat me like a celebrity, and I'm like, yo, we good. Like, you know, hey, we good, dog. I got free drugs, I got all my potency, you know what I'm saying? Like, we good. I was not looking for anything bigger than that. But now when I'm looking for establishment and something to actually give to my kids, like, hey, when I'm done with this, I've built something that here are my masters. Like anybody want to buy these joints, they got to go through you to get it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think we got to get better with being able to do, is handing stuff to our kids and start passing up a ton. But that happened like in 2018 when I really was like,
crazy you said that, dog. Like, cause when I first met you, you just was like really just about, hey, this is what I'm doing. You would always share what you was doing. I'll be talking about my acting stuff. Yo, I got this project. Yo, man, that's dope. It was really just a vibe. We also had Ant with his clothing line. He kind of started at that same time.
Yeah.
Out with his stores, and we were all just kind of, yo, man, you got this. Okay, cool. Hey, man, check this out. We were all just kind of vibing. And now to see all of us successful,
it's
crazy.
That's crazy, hey, man. And doing
we were
this
all
thing,
talking about that,
thing.
And now to see it all come to play, man, is crazy, dog. I ain't even gonna lie. Just thinking about us, just talking about it, man. You know, I'm gonna do this, this, and this.
It really is.
And even just giving each other ideas, man. You know, it would be dope. What if you did blah blah blah? Oh, I ain't even think about that. That would be dope, man.
So yeah, I got Ant on songs. I got 2 in the music video. So it's cool to see how we still like rocking with each other and supporting one another's dreams.
Yeah, I remember
it's past the dream now. It's like reality now, bro.
Reality, man. You called me. It was like, yo, man, would you be interested? Yeah, when? What day? You was like, nah, I ain't tell you not. It don't matter. What day? Tell me the day. I pulled up.
That's love, bro.
Right. And I was even mad, like, dang, I want to do some more. So I told you, hey, whenever you need me. And it's funny because we end up seeing each other, I think we was at the business expo. We went to that business expo. And you ready to see each other, yeah. Like, no, I said, man, hey, I got this. And I told you about what I had going on. And from there, it was just like, we had just seen each other yesterday. But I appreciate that as artists to have somebody that's doing something. And you can see somebody doing it and you like, yo, keep doing it, yo. Let me know I can help you. How can we help push each other? Like you said, we got to get back to pushing that with other artists, man. That's the element of it, man.
Definitely, bro. And I appreciate that. I appreciate everything that you deliver for it, because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes all you really need is the encouragement that somebody recognize that we see you doing something different, you going against the grain, and we got you back. So whatever you need, like sometimes that's motivation enough, because I feel like sometimes, man, shit, I can't let motherfuckers down. Even with the video you was in, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I got people in this motherfucker that are doing things. So I need to promote it. I need to push it. I need to keep talking about it. And you know what I'm saying? So people ask questions like, what's going on? It even led me to do things like research about opening an IMDb.
Yeah.
So that you can start getting credit.
Get credits for it.
Yeah.
Because
get credit for it. So
even like me being an actor, like people love to get their credit. So just those small things open up doors that you don't even realize. So having that, as you see, man, y'all see, I got the Forever Royal joint on myself. When I see him with the brand, which we're gonna talk about at the end, but when I seen it, I said, hey, yo, how can I get that? Like, I like, let me, he was like, no, it ain't out yet. Nah, just let me know when that comes available. Dog. He said, I got you, dog.
Nah, bro, I got you.
I'm like, I need that. One, I'm a hoodie person, but I love supporting Black businesses, man. And for somebody to we could put our money in all these billion dollar companies, but when it's somebody you know that then put in the work, then sacrifice, then put their money into it, and they ain't doing it to trying to be famous. They like, yo, I'm really trying to put something out here and be effective for the community and the culture. It's like, dog, how could you not support something like that, man?
Right, you'd be surprised. It ain't too many of us that feel the same way, but hopefully it'll start cultural flipping.
Yeah,
and people start, getting on that bandwagon, because we got to.
Of course, man. So I've always been curious, right? I'm an artist. Nowhere, music ain't in my blood at all. One thing that I cannot do, no aspect of music, that gene skipped me.
I don't believe that.
But man, as it relates to like music, what's your process with deciding on when to release music? Because some people are like, hey, every year I gotta put out a project, or every couple years, or like, what's your process in deciding when to release music?
Oh man, free game, right? So, and by the way, if artists listen to this, y'all want to consult with me, I do consult. So, you know what I'm saying? If you see something that you like that I'm doing, hit me up, man.
Holler at my hands.
Yeah, holler at me, man. But when it comes to releasing projects, I think it comes down to, how relevant you want to be. Because if you follow the trend of bigger artists, they release stuff all the time. You just have to have a strategy with it. I ain't saying go out there and get you an album every 6 months, because that's tough. Like, first of all, albums are expensive. If you feel like your album didn't cost that much money, you need to go back into the lab.
You ain't doing it. Okay.
Yeah, you ain't quite. It's something that you missed out on. But if you coming up with your budget for an album like the luxury package, the last album I did, from the album cover was like $150. Yes. So let's put that, just the cover, not every track. You know what I'm saying? I own my master, so every track, it comes with some money. It's 13 tracks on there. Then the features I got, they wasn't free. So that's another part. Then I got 2 music videos out, another one on the way. That ain't cheap. So when you really start building your budget, to me, I think that's what you look at as far as like, all right, I'm gonna put out a project at this time. It's gonna cost this amount of money. So that means I got this amount of time to actually get that together and make sure I put it out the way I want it to look. But if you just go in the studio, find you one of these cartoon makers. I mean, you can do that too. Don't get me wrong. Start somewhere. Like, start somewhere. But
you gotta start.
Like, as you grow, you want to start putting real time and strategy into when you're gonna release. And I'm still working at it. I'm a student of the business. I work with people to help me strategize, help me monetize, because I don't know how to monetize everything. Like, I'm certain with, water came out, people didn't know how to like, how do I sell this? Like, how do I sell different brands of water? Like, everything has to be, you have to figure out how to sell stuff. You've been in the sales environment, and how to talk to people and get them interested to buy. Like, you got to put time into that craft. Yeah. And to me, I think you got to give your base what they looking for. If your base is expecting 1 project a year, you do that. Your base could be expecting 1 freestyle a week. Then do that. But whatever you set the expectation up, then that's what you do.
So knowing your system, and that definitely.
What, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to. It works like that with business everywhere. You don't want to go to some place that provides a service and they provide it when they want to. You want it to be something that you get it when you
like,
want to.
Are you in it for you? I thought,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you need to grow as your business.
And we work for the cell phone company, so let's just pretend like Boost Mobile. Like, this month we're gonna provide y'all service, but I might not release service again for another 6 months. Would you buy from Boost Mobile? Would you fuck with Boost Mobile? No, you wouldn't.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Go somewhere where they provide service all the time, so you gotta put that in perspective too, like your brand, what it stands for, and your I guess your labor too. Like, how much can you really put out there? So all that stuff goes into. So I can't tell you a date. Like, you need to do 1 project a year, because shit, we've been waiting on Dre to release. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, I can't be adults to talk about. Yeah, man, I still wish Drake released that joint.
Dre, Drake, J. Cole. We've been waiting on these cats to release projects. But one thing I can say, they put out something at least once a year. So at minimum, I think you want to put out something at least once a year, like an embodiment of work, I would say.
Right. That's dope, man. So, all right, let's take a journey, man. So, I got something going on. I got an event. I want Peezy to come through, right? So I book you, get you booked for a show, a gig, pay you what you need. What is your process for preparing? Like, how do you prepare for a show? And then also take us to the process of, because you got several music videos. How do you prepare for those tasks? Like, how do you go about that?
Oh, man, you definitely, with any project management or project, you want to have some kind of management system going on where you know your resources, you know your tools, what you can use. And to me, expensive, that word is a definition of time and expense. So something's only expensive. Like, if I need $1,000, depending on if I need it next year, that's not that bad. But if I need $1,000 tomorrow, that might be kind of expensive. So you got to figure out your expense. But when just answer your question, to come down to projects, music video wise, usually I look at like what's the hottest song. Like, I shot my project to different DJs and listeners, those that know me, those that don't, biased and unbiased, and see what they say like the top 5 songs are. In that order. And from that order, I pick out what I agree with too. And that's the video usually I start off with. And usually I don't start off with the hottest. I start off with the one that's not as hot. And film that one. And then that's a project in itself, getting the videographers, the locations, the actor casting. I'm not big enough to have a casting agency work for me, so I cast. So it's like getting all those moving pieces together. You got to give yourself time when you're an independent artist to get all that stuff together. So that's basically how a simple music video would go. And you can get people that are, get high end, get you a treatment. Like the one you was a part of had a treatment. We knew that we would be in the studio. We knew, so get you a treatment wrote up. But if you just one of them when you got different scenes and you just film, like it's not a hard process to do. But if you put it together early and not let it be the day of type situation and just filming random stuff, it'll look better. And that's all it is. As far as like a concert or a show goes, it really depends on, like, Jay Weeks booked me, like, Chad, we want all your luxury music. We want all the stuff that got live instrumentation in it. You know what I'm saying? We want you to come through with the band like you did or whatever it is. I mean, that stuff like that drive up the cost, but it gives me the opportunity to understand what you're looking for and what your audience is expecting to hear. Because you out here promoting your show like Chad P gonna be there. He bringing the band. Now, what if I showed up with none of that and did all hype music?
Track two, dude.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You like, hey, move on to the next song. So you know what I'm saying? You want to align with what people are expecting for one thing. So and then you want to add to me, have some kind of shock value. Like what you gonna do? Usually my band is my shock value. Most people aren't expecting that. But I do like
not something I would think. Like unless you're doing a concert, like to see if I book you and you come with a band, well, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, came with the band. Because I feel like
honestly, that's how I roll, bro. I love
but to me, I feel like I'm not a musical artist, but to see somebody have a band, to me, it shows that you're invested, you're working with time, and you're putting time into your craft. Versus just, hey, track number 2, make sure I do the ones with that the vocals in the background. Like I need that one. But for you to actually create it live and to try to create something that you done in the studio live, that's a real artist, man. Like that's for real.
I'm pulling with the band most of the time, dog. Like when I did my show back in March with them, I don't want to do a show without them.
Yeah.
Like
every time I want to come to your show, I'm always doing something at the same time. I'll be like, dang, I was in DC doing the show where you had it, but luckily somebody was doing it live. So in between me being off stage, I'm like checking it out. Like I'm like, okay, this joke, I got stage.
It's all good, man. It worked the same way because every single time, like I was like, damn, man, we just got a show tonight, and I got this going on, man. So you know what I'm saying? It works, but we gonna catch up. It's love though. It's love.
Yeah,
it's love.
Definitely. Let me ask you this, man. This is an interesting one for me. Why rap, man? Because I look at it, it's one of the hardest things to get into or even be successful at in some aspect, because you probably know people that's 50 and probably people that's 11 that wants to be rappers, whatever. So what was it for you that made you say, nah, this is what I want to do, and why?
Man, to me, rap is like public speaking, bro. Like it's just one of them things where you get to voice your opinion, you get to talk about different things, what's important to you. You get to be as creative as you possibly can, and I think the game comes down to who's the most creative, and who has something different, who has a better shot battle, who has a good message.
Yeah.
It's all those. So rap, I just so happen to be good at it, man. I don't know why it was chosen for me, but I kind of feel like that at the moments, because sometimes I think of stuff and I write it down, then I hear the song, like, damn, bro, I can't believe that even came from me. Like, and not trying to be cocky or anything. No. I'm just,
but
just like sometimes it just is out of body in the experiences. Right. And I think honestly, everybody has a creative side. It's just finding it and figuring out how you can impact the world with it. And mine was more music. I definitely can't sing. I can hold a couple notes, but you go outside of them couple notes, then it's not good.
I be hating on all the actors that can also sing, because that's the one. I'm a very prideful person. I'll tell you, I can do anything in the world except sing. Anything else you give me, I would say I can master it. I will learn that, but singing, nah. So
that's what they say, man. I've been told that you get you some vocal coaching and you can kind of do some things, but honestly, bro, like where our worlds kind of probably collide, I would love. You seen Hamilton?
Yeah, of course.
I would love to do something like Hamilton. I would love it. Like,
y'all got exclusive right here. We're gonna say
I would be in that bitch dropping
King
straight
Peezy,
bars, man. Like,
we're gonna make it happen, dog. Hey,
yeah, man.
2021 is looking
Hamilton
right
was
already.
dope. but you see how that can collide. It's not even something I would necessarily look to watch. But when I watched it, I was like, this shit lit.
And
This shit, it's like a
right. What they did is introduce people that normally wouldn't be people that would pay attention to theater, right? You know, that's the world I come from. So to see people that like, I wouldn't go see a play, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's hard to take someone out of the realm of being able to watch stuff on TV or go to a movie.
right.
And now you want to see people in a live action, you know, on a play. So I loved it for the fact that people that would normally not watch a play was like, hey, this dope. I love this joint.
Yeah, bro.
And just introduce a whole other audience for it. So I love that aspect that it can collide those two worlds.
Bro, that's what the type of production I really like. Going back to your question about money over fame, that's what I would put money into. Like how do I make my shows look like Hamilton? Not necessarily like, you know, the whole 1800s, that type of thing, but how that theater type quality to it with a live production. Like, how do I do that?
Right.
And that's what I would do. That's what I would do with money. You know, the art that I would create. I can't pull up a big canvas and start painting, but I can take a stage and make it what you put my vision on top of, and that's something I'm very intrigued by, and hopefully in the near future I get a chance to do.
Right, man. And then talk to us about your rapping, man. You're someone who's pretty confident in your ability, what you can do. You know, you look at rappers like Big, you know, Big had a dope flow. You look at Hove, he got the metaphors. Cole, same thing, wordplay. Even a Buster or DMX, you know, they got their storytelling ability, man. When people think about Chad P, what is your it or wow factor that really makes people gravitate towards you? Would you say?
What I get a lot, man, is motivation. They're like, man, your music's so motivational. You're telling a lot of stories and how you overcame them, and that's my biggest wild thing. So I try to put a lot of encouragement in my music. Like, don't listen to your critics. Don't listen to, you know, haters. Listen to the voice inside that guides you. I feel like everybody has that voice inside that guide them. And all in all, you will see this on my shirts. You will see this on some of my merch. You go to my website. It's no longer a slave of fear. Like, if you're scared to do it, you should definitely do it.
Right.
You should definitely do it. If you're afraid, definitely do it. Because when you beat fear, I feel like that's where your growth lies at. That's where you level up a little bit. Like, damn, I can't believe I faced my monster and won. So, you know what I'm saying? Or if you don't win the first time, you brave enough to do it again, because, bro, I done been booed. That's the worst thing. Bro, that's the worst thing. You like, for a rapper to get booed,
right?
Bro, like, oh my God. Like, I started to never rap again.
Right. What am I doing with my life? I need
I need to really, really start thinking about like what's going on here, because I got a crowd to boo me, and that's you know, pretty bad. But then, you know what I did? After that, I went and Googled every artist that's gotten booed, and I watched all them performances. So they booed the greats. They booed Drake recently. They booed him last year.
Yeah.
When he was expecting Frank Ocean. They booed Drake. I'm like, bro, these disrespectful bastards booed Drake. This is Drake we're talking about, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you get out to anything from my music or the message that I push, it's definitely motivation. Right. It's family, generational wealth, family health, and facing your fears and never giving up, man. Because you know what a bad stigma is about rap, dog?
What's that?
Is that you have to be young to do it. And if you in your 30s and you rap, people feel like, oh, you washed up, you're a 30-year-old rapper. But it's a different sound that comes from 30-year-old 2 Chainz, 30-year-old Jay-Z, and 30, like, it's this different types of music. 30-year-old Rick Ross, like 20-year-olds are not supposed to really grasp that type of, but that don't mean it shouldn't exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't give up when you hear that, hey, you getting up there in age, you ain't supposed to be rapping. It's a guy in Houston right now, he just got a major deal off one song. He's 40. He just never gave up.
Just kept going.
Like, would you say in the scheme of things, if all in all, you've been grinding 10 years and you 40 now.
Yeah.
And you finally hit $1 million deal. Was it worth it to him?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah, it was worth
think about what you're gonna be able to say on that decade or journey to get to that level, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's one thing. Like I remember being in college, and you might attest to this too. There was always a few older people sprinkling in your mix of your classmates. It was always that one older person, and you were like, okay, they much older than everyone else, but they were always the person that was done with their work. They wouldn't be at, like, they came there like ready to do. We all, hey man, hey. So when I'm trying to hit this spot, dog. What we getting into tonight? Hey man, I'll take that later. But they was coming in there. They got their work done. They ready to go. So I just think it's a different perspective for it. But I'm glad that you interjected that, because it's a lot of people that may have had that idea to say, man, I want to do something, whether it be rap or any aspect of art, and just feeling like, oh, I'm too old, man. Ain't nobody going whatever. But I think it's important to let people know, like, nah, it's okay. Like, do what you gotta do. Don't let nobody tell you how somebody gonna validate you saying you. Like, you yourself. You validate your own. Don't need nobody to tell you that.
Exactly, man. And branding is about what makes you different. So why are you trying to fit in with everything that's the same? Like if you 42 years old and you trying to rap, that's definitely different. That's definitely different. You should brand yourself based off, what's different about you and not what you do to fit in, man. Like, I got ridiculed for my beard tail. I'm like, man, people would pick anything.
Oh, of course.
That's different about you and try to rip you apart for it. Like, yeah, man,
they'll probably try. I'm sure you've heard, oh, you trying to be like 2 Chainz because you got the dreads for it too. Like, you probably heard all types of joint. But I think the biggest thing that I can say just from the years I've known you is that you kept doing it. You know what I'm saying? You kept doing it. And it's always funny to see people that don't really know you from when you were grinding, doing joint, and they see you now doing stuff, and it's like, dang, man, he doing this, and this. Like, he just came overnight. It's like, little do you know.
Nah, bro. Nah, dog. Nothing was overnight. I've been hammering at this little piece of steel for a long time, man. Over a decade. So nothing's overnight, dog. Nothing. Not a damn thing.
Put in, man.
And I guarantee, even if you hit the lottery, you probably played a lot of lottery tickets.
Oh yeah.
So nothing's overnight, dog.
You over there, you done play and probably played the same numbers for a minute too. I know it's gonna come through at some point.
It's gonna hit one day.
Exactly, man.
All we doing is playing the lottery, man, waiting on our turn.
All day.
Our chance is shine.
All day. So I think about rapping, right? And it seems like mixtapes is a hot thing, right? And it seems like it's been a thing, but I think now more so because everything now is about streaming. Not about physical copies of things. Everybody has some type of streaming services that they're offering. And a lot of people are doing mixtapes. Now, I'm not too sure how it works and what's really the difference as it relates to like releasing a mixtape versus you doing like an album. How does that translate like as an artist?
Now, that's a good question, man. To me, mixtapes are a little bit more laid back.
Okay.
It's more of a compilation, of music. It's not really themed up to an album. When I release an album like Luxury Package, I want you to take a journey. I want you to really feel like you're listening to the most luxurious version of what Chad P is. Therefore, it was a different quality of music, especially if you listen to King Peezy versus the Luxury Package. But you might have heard, I dropped a mixtape series called Just Practice, and it started from just getting writer's block and trying to get out of that funk, and I'm just saying anything. So I'm just rapping about whatever. I just pick a beat and go off, and that's kind of like what the mixtape. But that don't mean those are bad. They're not bad songs. They just don't have any kind of theme or don't fit into any kind of project I got going on right now. Yeah, it's like you're jotting, you're freestyling like anything. Like I don't know if there's a freestyle acting, but I would think improv would be a lot like making a mixtape.
Because even with me, when I write a show, right? The funny thing is when I write a show, the way my inspiration is through music. I can hear one of your songs and be like, oh dang, what would be dope? This would be, and I write it. That's why I always keep my notepad on me. There's never been a show that I've written that I didn't have music as the inspiration. when I wrote my
That's lit.
thesis show in grad school, get my MFA, I listened to the whole T.I. Paper Trail for 2 weeks, and that was the motivating thing. I heard it and was like, oh yeah, I like this, and this.
Have you had a show? Like, I know you wrote it, but have you had that show?
Yes, that was my first show. So that was the show, and I did a play off of a lot of my shows are plays off of rap, right? So my first show was called "In My Lifetime: The Life and Times of Jay Weeks," playing off the whole joint.
I remember.
Right? And so I did that show, and it was really about my life and how I got into what I do, some of the people I knew. But that was my first show. It was a one-person show, and I actually had 3 characters in the show. Actually, matter of fact, when we get off, send me your address, though. I'm gonna send. I got it on DVD. I got the DVD.
Yeah, please send it to me. Please send me that joint. That joint, it sounds lit right up, bro.
Yeah, I'll send you the joint. But that was my inspiration. Like, the music has always been something that kind of fueled me, which I always found that was interesting because I'm an artist, a different type of artist. But when I hear, like, I'll listen to something you have, and I'm like, oh, dang, I love that. Let me see. And then next, I'm like, okay, it's a scene with this, and it's a husband, and it's a wife in here, and they got a kid, this and this. And it's all coming from just listening to a song. So I love that aspect of being able to hear something like, dang, man. Because I'll listen to something you did, and I'll be in the stories and like, hold on, man, play that back. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
I just see a whole vision of something else. I'm like, that's crazy, dog. So
and I might be the opposite. Because if I can't, it's my songs are based on what I go through, but I try to put theatrics in it. So I watch things and I look at a lot of interviews first of all.
Yeah.
And I look at certain movies, but like more like classic. Like, this is a classic role. Like, if I had to pick one, I'll watch like Training Day, and that might be where I get I embody like a part of a character. Like, I got a song called Complexes. It's really about mental health and shit.
Right.
I'm talking about like, riding around with pats in the trunk and all, doing certain stuff, but I'm getting that to tie back into the story of why my mind is all over the place.
Going for it.
But I ain't never had to ride around pats in the trunk. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. That, you know what I'm saying? I am a horrible drug dealer. I've never really gotten into that. I've tried my hand at it, but that was back in college. I actually needed money, but I am not a professional. I will not professionally drug deal because of the paranoia. I promise you. I can't do it. Kids, don't do it.
Don't do it.
There's too many ways to get money out here than to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate those that are delivering the 420, but at the same time, man, once it's legal, hopefully y'all have a business, but don't do it.
Hey, definitely, man. So talk to us, man, about being independent, right? I'm always curious to hear that side of it because most people have this idea that I got to get that stamp of approval, somebody to give me a deal to validate what I'm doing, right? I don't, rarely do people highlight the benefits or, the whys behind like, yo, this is the independent route. You need to do this. Everyone's like, yo, I signed with XYZ. I'm trying to get this person to sign. I'm trying to shop my album to this person. So talk to us about just the journey of just being an independent artist.
All right, independentness is, to me, or independent artist is a level of entrepreneurship, because you have to figure out how as an artist that you can drive in these different types of streams. So you need streams from music. You need your music to start revenuing something. And then more than likely you have a merch line, and then maybe you have a concert line, and then you just try to figure out what can I build to draw in revenue so that my business can start financing itself. And sometimes that journey is like starting up dreads. It's ugly, bro. It's really you got to go through a couple stages. But if you hang in there, you'll start finding ways to, all right, we figured out a way to maximize the revenue in this area. Like we do, if we follow a structure, like I follow a structure of merch Mondays. Like Monday, if you follow my IG, you'll see me post all my merch up there. And you'll constantly see me asking people, turn your notifications on, because I want you to know when I post stuff. I also send out emails. I build funnels. It's really a level of owning a business. It's not, I can't look at it like an independent artist, like I'm independently in the music industry. I'm really trying to figure out how to run a business. And the product just so happened to be myself.
Right.
And when you look at it like that, then you turn into a business owner, and I think that will help you run any business, because now you got the foundation down, like what you need to do day in and day out to make your business successful. And then that if you listen to that, that'll go into your work ethic, your consistency, your dedication to it. It's a baby, it's a business. You got to get it up and start. Like you had a trucking company, you would operate a lot of the same ways that you did as independent artists. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man.
And you sign a deal. This is just me.
Okay.
But you back work for somebody. Like you sign deals all the time. Like when you get hired on the job, that paper that you signed, that was a deal. And the deal was you're gonna do this work for this pay. And that's the same thing with record labels. You know, those are the deals. They're guaranteed this pay, but they want this from you. And sometimes that requires selling your ass for up underneath you because they gotta give up your masters, bro. Like if somebody pay you, all right, hey Jay, you got them headphones on. I give you $100 for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna give you what it's worth. Like I think they might be $200, but I'm gonna give you $100 for them. You know what I'm saying? So if you say, yeah, I got you, and I turn around and sell them for $200, and you can't be mad at me.
Right.
But that's the thing. That's the kind of stuff I look at when I go to like signing with a deal, a record label versus an independent artist. But here's more free game, and this is, you know, you can look this stuff up, but it'll save you some time. You know, I opened up a company, Chad P Music LLC, and I signed myself. So what I'm trying to eliminate is the ability for anybody to sign me. You have to partner with my company to work with Chad P. And a little bit of a hassle, but if you're a bigger label, then that means my company already owns my masters. And my company's in my son's name. So you really got to talk to him about, you know what I'm saying? So it is not going to be a real easy get up off your masters. It'll make me go through paperwork and transition and have time to think about, is that something, a move I'm really, really trying to make? But I'm trying to eliminate being signed. I only want partnerships at this point, man.
Nice.
It depends on I ain't stupid though. It depends on the money. It depends on the money. It depends on the money, because you offering, depending on what you offering,
pretty cool, right?
I might be for sale, but
but
nah, I'm just not gonna sign just to sign and get that recognition.
Yeah, because people want, you know, you remember back when rock was, you know, you had your rock chain, you know, you had your chain. I'm the newest member, so it was like a thing. Cash Money had their chain for it.
Yeah, but I wanted a Cash Money chain so bad, bro.
Boy, I bought one from the flea
no limit one.
Yeah, I bought one from the flea market. You can't tell me nothing, boy. I knew I was the a whole other world, boy. They're like, what you got? Hey, don't even worry about that.
Shit, don't worry about that, man. You know, we got something. We working on something.
Definitely, man. Do you feel as being an independent artist that really can kind of dictate how successful you are, how big you are? Do you find a freedom in being independent versus not signed? Because I look at now a lot of artists like venting on Facebook or Twitter, yo, they won't let me release this, or I can't drop this project or whatever. Like, do you feel some type of freedom in being independent?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm the, you know, judge, jury, and executor of any project that's come on. I do seek a lot of opinions, and I try to make the best educated decision when it comes to the projects that I release. But at the end of the day, it's up to me if I'm gonna do it. But everything's up to me. So that's a good and a bad thing. I like the control. I like the control factor of me being, you know, completely in charge of what I'm doing. I don't want the ability to be shelved, because, you know, these folks,
you sit on it for 2 years and then the buzz and got cold on you.
Yeah, and then, you know, they studying numbers, bro. They studying billboards, and most of these people are being able to. It's kind of like running for president. You can afford to buy your way into a candidacy. Then, you know, it's hard to compete with. How you gonna compete with Nicki Minaj at $0 and she got you know, 100 million?
Right.
How you gonna compete with that? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna compete with Drake? That got, you know, how you gonna compete with these people? You can't, from a label standpoint. Yeah. If you hot enough to draw that type of attention, I promise you, if you sit down and do the research, you're probably worth way more than they're willing to pay you for it.
Oh, of course.
And
what you were.
Yeah, or you get in a situation like, you know, like what Drake and Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne are going through. Apparently, Lil Wayne sold
the master.
Yeah, sold the masters. That included Nicki Minaj's, and Drake shit. Do you really want to be a part of a label?
It was theirs too.
Yeah, everything 2018 and earlier.
Oh my
That
goodness.
Young Money, he sold the Young Money Masters. So you really want to be a part of some shit where they can like sell your ass from up underneath you?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? He got $100 million out of that, but you think they gave you $100 million for all the masters, bro? It's probably worth $1 billion.
Right.
Nicki Minaj's catalog alone probably worth $1 billion.
Right. You remember P said that when they were he tried to get a deal and they was like they're gonna offer him $1 million or $2 million. He was like, if you give me 1 or 2, it's got to be at least worth 10. If you offer me
it got to be
2,
worth 10.
like it definitely got to be worth way up. And shout out to him for recognizing like the game early. Like, nah, I'm gonna do it my way. And he's always giving back free games. So that's definitely dope. But we all know as artists, as people, no success comes without haters, naysayers, non-believers. So how do you prepare or really handle that situation as you have people that are either they're haters or they just don't see the vision or they doubt you? Like, how do you go about that?
That's a good question. It depends on what they say, because sometimes they'll say something that rock your ass, like you be like, man. But you know what I'm saying. But you got to do your best to ignore it and stay focused. Like you got a plan. You got a true plan. This is phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what I'm doing. Period. Then you just stick to the script, and all those supporters are there. Most of the time, they're more silent than anything. Like some people got your back, but they ain't gonna speak up. The haters are usually the loud ones. So you gotta really see it for what it is. Listen, hear it, but don't necessarily listen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear the hate, but you got sometimes you drop something, you gotta turn off your notifications and just let it do what it do for a little while. And then make sure your mind is in a space where you cool with accepting the criticism, but you also giving the blessings 10 times as much favoritism as you would somebody that's criticizing your product. Cause something, man, if you look at my Instagram, bro, it's really hard to decipher my personality. I'm gonna do better with that because people are wanting to see more of what I'm doing and shit. But I don't got called cocky. I don't got called I'm not humble or whatever. I'm like, how are you gathering all this information from me?
No, where'd you get this?
It's like you gotta really dig into what your haters saying about you, because
right.
Most of the time it ain't even valid. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a valid comment to make. Like, I ain't did nothing cocky on Instagram or anything like that. You don't even know me in real life. Who are you?
But that's the world that social media has created, right? Because we were coming up, if you, like you said, you talked about Master P and all these other rappers, like we didn't know them unless we went to a show or saw them doing something. But now, because we have quote unquote access to these people, we can see you. Somebody can see you post a picture with your son, and they comment like they know you, dog. Like, hey man, you know this and this. Like, dog, you don't even know me like that.
Yeah. See that getting big. I'm like, what you mean? What is this? Where else have you seen him? Like,
dang, he getting so tall. What do you mean he getting so tall? What are you talking about,
this, man? Even that jump be getting me in trouble, dog. Like, you get females commenting and stuff too, and they be like, man, great job, babe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who this is. I don't know, like I'm not paying this company no mind. I don't know who that is. But, it is what it is, man. But all in all, you just gotta pick and choose what you choose and listen to. If you let that deter you, either your plan wasn't solid in the first place, or you just ain't in the mindset. You really got to go back in and deal with them insecurities and come back out ready to rumble with these comments, because they gonna be there, man. Even you can drop the greatest shit ever, dog, critically acclaimed shit, and motherfuckers still be like a trash. People call March Madness trash, bro. That's the greatest future song. The greatest future song ever, dog. March Madness is trash. How's it trash? Like, tell me. Like, can he tell you how?
Like, they need something to just hate on. It don't matter. Like, I always make the analogy, dog. If you had a wedding, dog, you can have $1 million wedding. You give people gifts, watches, bags, everything as parting gifts, and they will find something, man. Well, that chicken.
It wasn't no parking in this bitch. It wasn't no. It was hard getting up here.
They ain't played nothing if you buck. That wedding was whack. Like, dog, I done gave you a gift and all that. They will find something no matter what it is you do, man. It's like,
it don't even matter, dog. It don't even matter. But I think the biggest defense against that culture is just having a strong team of people that is constantly reminding you that, hey, you are who you say you are, and that you're good at what you're doing, and to keep going, fuck them people. Like my team has a saying, they say fuck them people all the time, because you drop some shit. I said some shit, bro. I said some, like, back in October, I said some shit about Joe Biden, You know what I'm saying? You know, black folks, we're sensitive. You know, we get weird about the political elections and stuff like that. But nothing to harm black people. But the comments I made about Joe Biden wasn't against him. It was just asking him what he's going to do. But because I tagged him to it, like out the wood with a plethora of people, just you dumb rapper, you just like not even listening to the question. Like, and I ain't gonna do that to your show. We talk about that offline.
Right.
Not listening to the question, but you know, that was their opinion. But you know, just as many people that was out, like trying to outlash at me, like publicly, I had just as many in my inbox, like, hey, bro, you right. You right. But that's when I learned, like, your supporters are probably more or less quiet.
Yeah.
And they sit back and they, you know, they don't want to be a part of the backlash. So that's fair. Don't put me in no shit I ain't in, but you know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
it supports you, like you said, that they would never say nothing. They're not gonna like a comment, but you can talk to them like, yeah, man, I got this. They be like, yeah, I see you. You know, you dropped this album and this, and you did that show. Like, how would
know
you
everything?
You like, you know what I'm saying?
They sound following you, man. So you gotta realize them folks out there. So when it comes to hate, man, just realize you got some supporters too. Don't even worry about them haters. If you got haters, you definitely got supporters, because that's why the haters are there.
All day. So, man, I've known you for a while, man, and I've known you to be a very confident person in your ability. You know, very like, look, I'm able to do it. I'm qualified. I'm the guy. I've been in a position in my career where I've been called arrogant or cocky, so I get it. But talk to us on the flip side, man. How do you stay grounded and rooted? Because it seems like you just kind of like, hey, I'm here. I'm doing what I got to do. You're not too high strung when things happen, or when you're doing a project, you kind of real focused, at ease. Kind of, how do you stay so grounded?
I think you just said it, bro. I just stay focused on what the goal is, and my goals are usually pretty healthy. I think J. Cole said, if you ain't aim too high, then you aim too low. So my goals are always pretty healthy goals, and I think they keep me humble. Like, yeah, you know, this did well in the eye of the public, but where I set my standard was, it didn't quite hit that mark. I don't feel like I'm in a space to be cocky. I'm still in the building phase, and that's important. I still want to support communities. I still want to learn. I'm still like a student of the business. And all that stuff keep my feet in the dirt, bro. Like, it keep me well grounded and not trying to get too far beyond. Like, I get impatient at times, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? When shit don't happen in the time you feel like
we wanted to get done. Like, I didn't put the time and effort. Like, I want it. Like, there's a lot of times where you do projects and you like, or you wanting to do something, but you know, like, it's just not right timing. And sometimes that's the hard thing to do. Like, nah, but I had this since whatever. Or even like you might do a project and it get a certain response, but you knew, like, if I would have pushed it this point or whatever, that waiting period and that is definitely a powerful joint. So I agree with you.
But them L's are, you know what I'm saying? Them L's keep you grounded too, bro. Like, them L's, you know what I'm saying? They heavy. They keep your ass right there on the ground. Like, hold this L, sir. Like, it ain't like you don't have them. Like, it feels so great because of the L's. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things that keeps you grounded too. If you're not taking no L's, I still feel like you're not quite doing enough. You got to take a L here and there. You like, I took an L last night, man, you know, and the show turned out great. It's just, you know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, you know.
Dope, man. So right now, man, you always got a lot of things going on with as it relates to your brand. Talk to us. A couple of things I want to talk about in particular. Definitely the luxury package, man. I definitely want to know about how that came about. And this one is the most interesting to me. The Trap Pilates joint, dog. Like, how did that even come about, man? I got so much, but just tell me about those two first, and I go to the last one, man.
Yeah. So luxury package, man. I dropped the luxury package right after. Well, I came up with it right after I had released Young and Dumb. You heard Young and Dumb because I remember you listening to it. You was like, finally, man, somebody like, you know, riding on this, like, your intro dope. I remember you saying that specifically. I dropped the original luxury package like a month later. Now, here's that phase I was talking about. I wasn't really doing a lot to push my music. I would drop some music and just expect people to listen to it. And of course, that doesn't work. So, you know, as great as I thought the project was, it wasn't doing anything. So here I was like, I'm gonna redo it, and I'm gonna take just a couple tracks from the old one and put on the new one. So I took I think 3 tracks out the old one, and then the other 10 were brand new. So that's how it came up, and I was nervous as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I thought I was gonna take an L because it didn't sound like King Peezy or any other things I already dropped. This was like grown folks ride music. This is not what you gonna play in the club. This is a vibe. This is a mood. This is a light your J and get your yak, bro. This is all that. You know what I'm saying? It's everything but the club.
Right.
Yeah. So how am I gonna market this? How am I gonna push it out there? How am I gonna make it an actual luxury package? Because you can go to dealership, you can get a car, but then you go get that luxury package. It's different. It's a little bit different, and it's gonna cost different too. So I wanted to make sure I marketed all those things, man. But just writing it, I just made sure that every song came from something I was dealing with, like something personal that I was actually dealing with from top to bottom, man. From the story of Stone to mindfulness, I made sure the titles were, aligned with what, even if I never said the word that was in the title of the song, that you kind of understood. Mindfulness is the ability to understand that you're thinking, that you're present, you're aware and shit. Exactly. So when I drop a song like mindfulness, I want you to like, okay, shit, okay, he's thinking, he's aware of what's going on. So that's how the luxury package was created. And then it was this one producer, it go by the name of Four Classics. They made the production that sounds like Maybach music or like some people compare it to Jay-Z sounds or Jazz Mataz, that type of situation. So it put me in the lane. People started calling it hip hop jazz, and that spawned the luxury package. So that's when I've been having a lot of success off hip hop jazz and working with a lot of bands, because it's easier than to recreate a sound from live instruments that are already live instruments versus synthetic sounds that a lot of production is using today. That's the luxury package, man.
Right.
And
Trap Pilates. Talk to us about
it. Trap Pilates. Trap Pilates actually started back when I released King Peezy. I shot a video to the first track on King Peezy called All I Can Take. But I shot it at this studio called Alter Ego Studio. And I met this lady, wonderful lady named Sonia, man. She owned the studio, and she said she has a business called Trap Pilates, and that she gets a lot of rappers that want to film music videos here. And they promise her a theme song, but they never come through on it, man. And being the business person that I am, I feel like a lot of shit you got to stand on is cool, but the one thing you do have to stand on is your word. So I told her I'm gonna get her a theme song. So I went into the lab that night, went through all the beats that I had, found out which one was like that workout music like that. It's like, so wrote her theme song, sent it to her. She fucking loved it. She had big plans for it too. She was like, all right, we're gonna make this joint go viral. We're gonna get you a main feature. We're gonna get a video and all that stuff going. And I just kept working with her till all that stuff happened. And it just moved the popularity of that song out. And that's just happened. It just gave me another platform to start a theme song, right? So I wrote like 5 other theme songs since then, but Trap Pilates is my biggest one.
I was like, my man did a joint and they are doing Pilates in a video, dog. This man, come on, man. I was in there like, come on, Peezy, let's go, man.
Yeah, bro.
Let's get it.
Bro, like, it was a blessing, bro.
Because you could have easily, been like everybody else, but, you took something, stood on your word, and you created a whole new look for you, with that. Just think about, somebody having a business that you can provide them a service. Just what you do. Like, that. Crazy, man.
And because she an entrepreneur, so she know a lot of business on. So a lot of her friends hit me up like, "Hey, I need a theme song too," and I'm like, "Cool, I got you." You know what I'm saying? And it went from that to gamer channels to a podcast to, it's been a blessing with Trap Pilates, man. Like, I got a low key clown because of how, I guess, pop it was. You know what I'm saying, or it is, but. Bro, that's been like one of the biggest blessings. That's drawn so much attention to me that, I've been able to like showcase like, yeah, that song's kind of pop, but these are what I sound like on an artist level, and being able to draw and build a base based off that. So, man, look, stand on your word, man. Everybody stand on your word, because you never know what it's going to turn into. It can turn into something extremely special.
Those difference of being a person that's going, like you said, if you give us somebody word. Same thing when you asked me to be a part of your video shoot. I said, yeah, dog, let me know. Do you text me that day
Absolutely.
like, yo, we still good? I said, dog, I'm in there. Just let me know. Like, I gave you my word, regardless if I would have had to do something, I would have still been there just because the fact, like, I gave you my word. You know, even if I would have had my son, like, hey, I guess, son, you gonna be in this video too. Like, we gonna make it.
You would have figured out. We figured out a way to put him in there too, man. I wish we had a clip. We should have played a clip, man. You got to turn up, man. It made the video live.
I'm gonna add it.
I was like, yeah.
I'm gonna add the joint.
You made the clip. I bet.
I added the joint. That was a dope video, man. So then, even now, more immediately now, the Forever Royal, man. When you just told, when I seen the logo and you said, "Yo, it's called Forever Royal," dog, take my money. Where I need talk to us about creating that brand with your own merch. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I knew I wanted a merch line. I just didn't know what it was. I started putting together different, you know, what I wanted to stand for, what I want to stand for, what's different about me, going back to branding, what will people openly support, and what has a great message. And when I put, you know, generational wealth, you know, when you start thinking about, you know, that term or those terms put together, like generational, like, you know, you talking about your whole family lines,
right?
Even after your grandkids, and creating something that can make them wealthy. Then I'm starting to think about, all right, so we rich forever, but now, you know, I want to be more than just money. I wanted to be like, all right, we got money or we have a financial stability, but what are we doing to like uphold this a higher standard? Because I feel like we get too lost in the copping the latest Maseratis and chains and stuff. And all that stuff is cool. I like chains, I like cars, but at the same time, what are we putting into generationally building royalty? Like there is no problem to have that stuff because we don't did so much work that it just comes. People get like some people just get a Lamborghini because of who they are. Some people just so to me that's the making of a king or a queen. And when I'm thinking like I'm at the ground level of that, and what I'm trying to build is being forever royal. That's what I want to name my brand. And then I just came up with the infinity sign with a crown over it. So I didn't want that to be a masculine or a feminine symbol. I just want it to be something that you put that on you, that I know what you're working towards. I already know. I already know. Like, is that simple, dog?
Monday through Friday, man. I got the scarf, so you know when I go to the gym, everybody see it. They're like, "Oh, what is this?" Oh, it's my man. He got Forever Royal. Hey,
man, ain't too. I only had like 5 of them garters, man. I'm glad you enjoying that joke. People mad at me about that.
Hey, every Monday through Friday, Planet Fitness, everybody in Planet Fitness is there. They see that joint. Like that's my
bro. People mad at me about that. Man, you gonna get some more masks? I'm like, nah, I ain't really. I'm gonna do masks, but I'm gonna try to do a show first. So y'all heard it here first. I'm gonna do masks at a show. So
let them know. Let them know.
Yeah,
it's exclusive out here.
Straight up, right here.
You
got a show on the way.
So, man, as we keep getting closer towards the end of it, man, I do want to ask you this before. Two things, man. First things, how do you view people that do the same thing, right? You and I, let's say we both rap, and, you know, I'm doing kind of the same lane. I got my thing, you know, kind of similar to yours. How do you view them? Do you view them as competition? I know a lot of times some people say, yo, that they motivate me, you're doing whatever, or you just so in your own world that you don't even see everything else.
No, I definitely pay attention. Like everybody has a peer group,
right?
And I have mentors that are above my peer group. I don't think it's, you know, you should get mentored by somebody that's on your level. That ain't gonna work out. But I talked to a lot of people, and the last conversation I had with my mentor was just basically like, hey, you got to completely dominate on the level that you are.
Yeah.
Before you can get to the next level. So I definitely see my peers. I definitely look at them as competition. I don't look at myself as better than them or worse than them, because I feel like everybody has this artistic. So just because you paint with, you know, loud colors and I might paint with, you know, pastels, don't make me a worse painter. That just makes my craft different.
Right.
That's the way. That's the way I look at rap music. Like it's your craft is just different than mine. But when we blend a loud color with a pastel, like look what difference it makes. It makes like another picture. So I do a lot of trying to connect and network and work with different people. I had a show last night and somebody made a comment like, you know, Chad think he's slick because everybody up here got dope songs and he on all of them. You damn right. you damn right.
You thought?
I feel like, how do you sharpen your sword if you only sharpening it yourself? Like, shouldn't you go to battle sometimes and work with other people and learn skill sets and ideas? Man, I've learned so much working with my peers.
Definitely.
Yeah, and putting thoughts together and I don't look at my peers as just artists too. Like, I look at, like, you a peer of mine. Like, you got a art, you know what I'm saying? Right. Period.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to come to you and be valuable. So it is a level of competition. That means I got to go outside and make myself valuable to Jay Weeks. Like, so when Chad pull up, he already know it's love. It's gonna be a great business venture because he's put the time and the money in and you know, whatever else into it to making it profitable, making it valuable for me and my family and for him and his family. So hell yeah, I do it. I see everybody.
Hey, let's go. I see you. Don't think I see you, man. So you talked about how you had to kind of pivot in the beginning about COVID and doing your Stay the Fuck Home concert.
Yeah.
And doing things like, what else can we look forward to? You know, it's about to be a new year. Well, when this drops, it's gonna be a new year. So in 2021, what can we look forward to seeing? You know, like, what's coming up? Like, what can we look forward to with Peezy, man?
Man, we definitely gonna keep the concert series going. I don't know if I'm gonna do season 2 of Stay the Fuck Home, or am I gonna call it something else? I'm not really certain about what I'm gonna do with that yet, but it's definitely gonna be online concerts. We already got them in the works and trying to figure out venues and the first one should be in February. So y'all stay tuned to that. I do want to get back outdoor though, but I got to figure out how to make that safe for my base. I don't want to point the COVID finger at me, and you know, because I'm not encouraging no vaccinations and none of that. So
right.
I want to make sure it's safe for y'all. So it's gonna be one of them things where, you know, I'm gonna do it as soon as it's safe. But it's in the works of trying to plan a concert. I'm working on the material for it now. And like I said, I want to try my hand at theater and get my music into some films and be a part of some theater acts and stuff, man. Just kind of getting my resume together for, you know, to be valuable. Hey. I want to come to, like, bro, I got 7 actors, actresses, and all that we can put together a show.
Let's make it work.
Yeah, but that's some of the stuff that we're working on in 2021. I do have a EP that I'm dropping called Long Story Short.
Okay.
That'll be out early 2021. Hopefully before March.
Mm-hmm. Dope. Hey, man, but hey, you got the dope stuff coming up. You got your online. Can your boy just let me open up your joint with a spoken word joint, DMX style, dog?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, it's funny that you said that because the last show I had, I think Ant did it.
I heard
but, it. I wanted spoken word to open up my joint. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it definitely.
Did we just get another exclusive over here?
Yeah, man. We'll send over the paperwork, dog.
Hey, let's get it, man. We're gonna make it happen, man. So before I let you go, man, what is it that you want to tell those artists out there, or aspiring artists, or people who just don't understand artists? What is it that you want them to know as we exit today, man?
Oh, man. So if you already an artist, man, don't be a slave to fear. If you feel like you're afraid to do it, definitely go that way. Definitely, you know, put the time in, put the research in, put the practice in. I still practice and I still mess up. But, you know, at the end of the day, don't be afraid to fail. Keep going. If you're thinking about being an artist, you know, do your research. Go ahead and get you a mentor. Learn how to do this business correctly, because it is a business and it's definitely a weird industry, right? To be in entertainment industry is weird. It's not like, you know, anything else. And if you're just a fan of, you know, Jay Weeks and potentially one of my fans, man, first of all, thank you for rocking with us, man. It's hard out here for everybody.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're going to keep providing great, authentic, down-to-earth content that y'all going to love. So, you know, keep rocking with us. We appreciate the support. And you can support me by going to chadpmusic.com. I have a merch line. I have you can follow me. Everything, music videos, everything. chadpmusic.com is the hub. So check me out there. And hey, man, last but not motherfucking least, man, Jay Weeks, the artist prepares. Hey, listen, this is a dope show. This is a dope podcast. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You asked me questions that I haven't been really asked before. So that was good to get my, you know, the old cartwheels out, the gears turning and everything like that. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you listen to this podcast, if you hit me up and want to consult and you reference Jay Weeks sent you, then I'll do it for free. So I heard that here. Yeah, y'all come see me from Jay Weeks. I got you.
Hey, my man. Shout out to you, man, for accepting the invitation, man. You know I'm all about supporting the arts, man, and pushing. I'm thankful that you came on, man. I know someone is going to bless someone, is going to touch somebody, is going to inspire and motivate, man. And that's what we're here to do. So I definitely appreciate you for coming through, man. Shout out to all our supporters. We will definitely catch y'all next week, man. Shout out to my man Peezy.
Yes, sir.